Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to create a custom login form. So before starting the video, let's see the preview of it. So this is the login form which we are going to create today. We have a card here, and in that we can see on the left side there is an image, and on the right side we have a login form where we can enter username as well as the password, and then we have a checkbox for terms and conditions, and then the login button, and also we have a background image. So this is the login form which we are going to create today. So if you are new here, hit the subscribe button to stay updated on future content. Now let's start the video. Yes. So as you can see, I have created a separate folder for our custom login form, which we are going to do now. And in that folder, I have a index.html file and also index.css. And you also see over here, we have images folder where I have one SVG image, which is which we are going to use as a background for our login form. Okay. So I'll hide this one and let's open the previewer over here, and we can see right now nothing is there. And also in this file you can see I have linked the CSS file as well, the index.css, so we can clearly write our CSS on the other file. Okay, so let me create the structure of the HTML and then we can jump into the CSS. Yes. So I have added the HTML structure over here. First thing, we have our container where we are going to apply a background image, and inside that we have a card. Okay, so this is the card which we are going to set it to center, and then inside that we have two sections. Okay, one is our card image container where we can see on the left side there will be an image that we are going to put in this, and then we have a card login where we have the login form. Okay, so right now you see I haven't added the data. Let me add the data and then we can start the CSS. Okay. Yes. Now, as you can see in on my screen that I have added content. I have given a image tag over here inside the image container, and then I have created three divs. Okay, inside this. First thing, like header, you can see header. I have applied only one span calling it as login, and then we have login content. In the login content, there are like labels. Okay, like text boxes we have. Okay, first is username, then password, and the checkbox. Okay, for that what I have did is I have created three separate divs for that. Okay, so like what will happen is if you don't do like that, it will be like one line. Okay, all you will be confusing yourself if you are creating like label and then giving the username here, username, and then input like this. Okay, so similar way if you do the other one, right, label for password like this. So password and input, I'll say password. So if you like do like this, right? If you create like this, what will happen is it will create only confusion. Okay. So in order to remove that confusion, what you have to do is you have to wrap this up. Okay, all of the text boxes. So you need to see it like a template. Okay, a template for text boxes. There should be a label and there should be a input text box or the password. The type should be anything, but the input box should be inside that. So you have to create a div inside that. You have to keep this thing. Okay, keep these two things. So that's how you can separate it properly. Now you see there are three divs. Okay, one, two, and three, and each one having separate label and the input tag. So let's expand this, and you see label, username, and input tag we have for the username. And let's expand the second one. We can see password label and the input for the password as well. And then we have input tag first. For the checkbox, it's little bit different. So input tag we have first, and then label as terms and conditions. Okay, conditions. Yep. So this is the structure we are using, and lastly we have the action where we have one button only, login. Okay. So let's jump to the CSS and let's apply CSS on the card. Okay. Yes. So whenever we start writing the CSS, we need to remove the spaces. Okay. So either you can use universal or you can use body tag to remove the margin and padding. I'll use universal. So let's say 0, and then padding will say 0. Okay. And let's open this into live server where we can see it properly. Now you see we have the image over here and also the login form in the bottom. Okay. And we have to set it with the CSS now. So let's apply a background image for our container first, and then we'll set this up. Okay. So let's go back to the code and let's target this container class, and let's apply a background image, we can say, and then URL on this. As I have in local, so I can say dot slash images, and this image I'll select, and let's save and let's go back, and we can see here the image is coming. Okay. So if you don't know like how we can add background image, you can check this video to know how to apply the background image. Okay. So after this we have to use the other properties which we have for this. So I'll use background position as center, then background size as cover, and background repeat as no repeat. Okay. So let's save it, and now we can go back and we can see the image is set it properly. Okay. So this is how we set the image, and let's go for the card CSS. Okay. So for the card, I will target the card class first because that's the parent we have firstly. So let's target that and give a background color as white. Okay. And yeah, and then we'll apply some box shadow. Okay. So 0 0, I wanted the whole four sides. Okay. That's why I'm applying that one, and then 0 0. So 10 pixel, I want blurriness, and it can be a black one. Okay. And let's save and let's go back. It will not going to set it properly right now because like we are not setting up the width for that. Okay. Right now it's taking complete width of that. So we'll do one thing. We'll save width as 600 pixel, and let's save that, and let's go back again. Yeah, now we can see it's only giving the 400 600 pixel for us, but the image is the issue. Okay. So we need to set it properly, the image. But before that, what we can do is we can center this first. Okay. So for centering that, what I'll do is in the container I'll use display flex property. So I'll say display flex justify content center and align item as center. Okay. So with this we can get the property in center. Okay. This card is coming in the center now, and let's change this width for the image. To do that, what I have to do is we need to target the image container, which is this one. Okay. So let's target that, and we can target image with that img, the tag name, and then width I'll say 100 pixel. Let's see. Yeah, it's very small. We have to increase it. And as you see, one more thing, that we are getting white space in the bottom. That is happening because the container, right, container we have, for this container we don't have much height. Okay. So we need to get full height. Okay. For that, what I'll do, 100 vh I'll apply for the container, and if we see, it will be completely visible now. So this image we have to increase it. It's very less. So let's say 300 pixel, and let's go back, and now it's proper. I'll say 350 for now, and that's fine. Okay. And now let's go for the login card. Okay, which we have here. So for login card, let's apply CSS as I'll say width same 300 pixel I'll say, and then background color I will apply as white only, and then box shadow, as we know how we can apply the box shadow, it is also a black one. And I'll say border radius. Okay. Suppose 4 pixel. Okay. And for the card as well, I'll apply border radius as 5 pixel. Okay. Because we need the curves for this here and here. Okay. Now you see the curves, we are getting it here, and the login form also there, but we need this login form side by side as the image. Okay. So we need to apply flex property for card as well, because card is a parent for these two things. Okay. This image container and the login card, we have the card as a parent. So for parent only, we have to apply flex. Okay. So I'll say display flex, and I'll say I align item center. Okay. And justify content we don't need to use, or let's see, yeah. So for now, let's not use the justify content. And now you see the login form is coming, just that we need to set it up properly. Okay. So let's apply the CSS for the card as the login content as well. Okay. So let's set the header first. We have login header. Let's go in the bottom and let's say this, and span, for span let's say font size 24 pixel and font weight as 600, and let's save it. And if we go back, we can see the login name is coming properly, the header. Okay, just that we need some padding, so let's apply padding on the div which is login header. Okay, and let's say padding as 15 pixel, and that will set it up properly. Okay, then what we can do is we can go with the content, login content, where we have all three divs, right? We have text boxes, labels, everything. Okay, so this we can start setting up. Before that, I'll apply some padding on the login content. So let's say padding 10 pixel. Okay, now let's go back and let's see. Yeah, so we are getting like this, but we have to increase it properly. Okay, it's not proper. Let's set it up that as well. So I'll copy this class name, this login container span. If I expand that, we have label and input inside that. Okay, so let's target that as well, and let's say label first, and I'll say font size as 18 pixel. Okay, and then same thing we can apply to input box. Okay, and width we can say 90%, and height I'll say 30 pixel. Okay, and let's go back and let's check how it's coming now. Yeah, now it's coming like this, but again we have to set it up properly. It's not proper, so we'll set it up again. Okay, so first thing we'll do padding left, because we need some space inside that login. Okay, if I start writing it now, you see it will start from here. Earlier, if I comment on this one and go back, it's coming from the start. Okay, which like the start we need some space. Okay, so that we can get it with the padding left. Okay, so that's how we can get that space. And then I'll do border none. Okay, because I want the outline to be added over there. So I'll say 1 pixel solid, and you can say hash d5 This is also some color, but we can take some darker color from here. Yeah, this one is looking nice. Let's go back and let's check it. Yeah, now we are getting it properly. And you see the label and the text box is like too much attached as well. Okay, we need some space in between them. So for that, what we can do is for input tag, I'll say margin top 5 pixel. Okay, and also you see login content. Okay, this span is there, right? So we need to take margin top as well for that, because if we go back and see password and the above username text box is not having any space between. Okay, so what we can do is we can apply some margin top for that as well, or we can say margin bottom. Okay, so margin bottom 10 pixel if I say, and let's go back. And now you see we are getting it properly, the spacing and all. Okay, so this we have set it up, and now let's set the login button, as we haven't set that. uh, let's go back. Yeah, so I'll copy this login action. Okay, that's the class name we have for the div. Let's take that and let's apply some padding over there, and then let's target the button. Okay, so with this I am targeting the button, and let's say width as 70 pixel and height as 30 pixel. Okay, and I'll say background color to crimson. Okay, and color as well you can apply as white. And let's go back and let's check that thing. Yeah, now you see we are getting this login button, but you see some border is there. Okay, we don't need border, and also the corners as well we need to curve it. Okay, so for border what you can do is you can say border none, and for curves you can say border radius, which can be like 4 pixel. That will be fine. Let's go back. Yeah, now you see we are getting a button properly, and you see we have only like a cursor on that. We can make it to cursor pointer as well. Okay, and once I hover over it, I want the scale to be less. Okay, so that effect we can create now. So I'll say transform, which we saw in the few last videos, previous videos, we saw that how we can scale up and scale down 0.8, I'll say the scale property. And let's go back and let's hover over it, and you see this is the effect we are getting it. And if we want it linearly, we can use transition on this button as 0.6 second or 8 second. Okay, so that will work good. Now you see it's looking like this. So now the only thing left is we need to move it on the left side. It should come outside of the card. Okay, so we need to take this card login, which is the login form we have, and let's go to there where we have that. Here we have this, and let's say margin right. Okay, so with the margin right, what you can do is let's say 250 pixel on the minus side. Okay, minus side means it will go in the right side inside. Okay, so let's go back, and now you can see it's going out of that. But if we want more, right, we can take little bit more. Let's say 300, and let's save and let's go back. And now you can see we have created our login form. Okay, but you see once I hover over this, like I'm focusing on this input tag. Okay, I want this border to be changed. Okay, for that what you can do is let's go to the input wherever we have that. Here it is. Let's copy this whole class, and we can say one pseudo selector. Okay, which is focus. Okay, so what it will say is whenever you focus, apply these CSS. Okay, so the only CSS I want is whenever it's hover over it or focus is there, I'll say border. Okay, border to green. Let's say green. Okay, and let's go back, and you see if I click here, it will turning into green. Okay, right now it's like very small. We don't see it. Let's say 5 pixel for now. I'll change it to something else. Okay, now you see it's giving outline as green, but yeah, 5 pixel is way more. So let's 2 pixel, let's say that, and let's go back and let's click. Now you see green color is coming whenever I am focusing on that. Okay, so this is how you can create a custom login form. Okay, so this is about custom login form, how we can create a custom login form. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and give it a thumbs up. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.